this is just going to be a review of our equations day one. Will you close the door, please? This is just a review of our equations day one. So let's look at number one. This is the tangent of theta. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is actually find the inverse of negative 2.894. Okay? Guys, who's put that in their calculator? What'd you get? Negative 70.9 degrees. Negative 70.9 degrees, okay? Now, guys, this is a really good problem to see worked out. We cannot have a negative theta, right? Because it says right here, theta is between 0 and 30. It's greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 360, I'm sorry. So negative 70.9 just isn't going to cut it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you don't have to. Anybody, if you need a calculator, you can grab one. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to look at our unit circle. Okay, remember that all students take calculus. Now, the first thing we want to do is graph this negative 70.9 degree angle. Okay, so we're going to go negative this way since it's negative 70.9, I don't know, maybe somewhere around here. Okay, so we get this. This is the angle we are going to end with. And I want you guys to know that the angle we're looking at, it's not this negative 70.9. It is this full angle right here. Okay, now how many degrees is that angle? How many degrees? How could we figure out how many degrees that is? Subtract. We know that a full loop around the circle is how many degrees? 360. So from 360, we can subtract what? 70.9. Okay? Is that clear? What does that give us? Theta is equal to 289.1. So we have found one of our angles, but we need to find another one. All right? So is tangent in this problem, guys, look at this. Is tangent positive or negative? The number I'm talking about is right here. It's what the tangent of theta is equal to. And here it's equal to a negative, right? Now, what quadrants is tangent negative? A means they're all positive, so tangent's not negative there, right? S means only sine is positive. So tangent would be negative here, right? This one means tangent is positive. It's the only one that's positive, so not that one. And then, of course, this one, because cosine is the only one that's positive. So we're in the second and fourth quadrant. We already knew we were in the fourth, though, right? So let's go to the second quadrant, and we want to find an angle in the second quadrant that has the same reference angle as this one. So, Patricia, do you know what this reference angle is right here? Okay, Griffin, do you know what this reference angle is? 70.9, very good. So, okay, so the reference angle is 70.9 degrees, which means we're looking for an angle in the second quadrant with the same reference angle, which is going to be this angle, okay, and we are choosing this angle because we know that this reference angle right here is 70.9. Now, who can tell me how to find the measure of this angle? Who could tell me how we can find the measure of that angle? I'll give you a hint. This full angle right here is 180. Do you see that? So if we know that whole is 180, what is this angle? I'll use a different color. What is this angle right here, this dotted angle? How many degrees is that? How many? 70.9. So to find theta, can we just subtract? Or can we just say theta is equal to 180 minus 70.9? No? Okay, well, the reason we can do that is because, look, Alvin, we know this is 180, right?
This whole thing's 180.
Right, this is 180. What I'm doing right here, this is 180. 180.
What you're doing here is just pointing out.
And what we want is just this dark spot. Do you see just this dark spot?
Yeah.
Well, we know that this reference angle right here in the dotted lines, we know that this is 70.9. So if we do the whole, which is 180, so this whole, minus the 70.9, which is just this part, and that's going to give us the dark part, which is what we want. Do you see that?
Yeah. So,
Do you see that, guys?
Yeah.
So what is theta equal to? Which would be what?
it's 109.1.
I'm sorry?
I'm thinking
What?
129.1.
129 or 109?
Yeah.
Or 109.1 degrees, right? All right, are there any questions here? Okay, let's look at the sine of theta is equal to -1, so then that would be sine inverse of -1 is equal to what? Is equal to what?
-90.
-90, okay? Now let's look at our little circle. If we go -90, that's here, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is 270 degrees.
Yes.
Now, I just want you to think with me. Right here, the coordinates of this point are 1, 0, right? Over here we have 0, 1. Over here we have -1, 0. And over here we have 0, -1. Excuse me. Are there any other points where our sine or the y coordinate is going to be -1? No. Think about our unit circle, right? We go all the way around, but only at this point is the y value -1. So here, our answer is just 270 degrees. Hey, ladies, did y'all see that?
There's only
I saw
one.
that.
Do you do?
Talking to
Good.
So because there's only one.
Yeah, this one's special because there's only one, okay?
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have
Excuse me.
more like this.
Yeah. All right, let's look at cosine of theta. So cosine inverse of 0.39 is what?
Um,
67 degrees?
yeah.
Okay, so then is cosine positive or negative?
Cosine's positive.
This is positive. So we'll go to 67 degrees here.
Yeah.
All students take calculus. Where else is cosine positive? I'm going for Murphy.
Where else is cosine positive?
Mm-hmm.
S. Wait.
This stands for all, which means all of them are positive. This is S, which means sine is positive. This is C, so it's going to be the fourth quadrant, right? Now, how do I know what the measure of, let me redraw that. How do I know what the measure of this angle is going to be, Murphy?
You have to find the reference angle.
Reference angle, which is 67.
0.9.
So we just say theta is equal to 360 minus 67 degrees, which is going to give us 293 degrees. Okay, so again, the two angles we're looking at, one is this dark one, which is 67, and the other one is this big angle, which is 293 degrees.